Hello,
Hello,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm Anita Nirere, a student in Bachelor of Arts program in College for America in Southern New Hampshire University. I'm conducting this interview as part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use information in my project, and I'm working on government and food project. So the interview will be used for the creating street video and submitted to CFA so that my project can be evaluated. This recording will be used, sorry, for this purpose. Do you have any question?
No?
Okay. Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
Yes, I do.
Could you read this statement?
I remember how to read. I, Diane, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the student's academic work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm going to ask you, it's few questions, it's like 4 questions. Let me start with the first one. What are the three branches of government?
I know judiciary, executive, legislative. Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the ones that I know.
yeah, thank you. Do you know like what does each branch do?
I'm not sure. Like sometimes I get confused. Like those words are confusing, so I can't really tell the truth. So if I tell you, I'll just tell
Okay,
you.
no problem. Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Do you know the third party?
I only know one. I know Green Party.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Uh, what's the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
I'm not so much sure, but I think it involves different processes, like from maybe like scale of village, district level, and then to the province headquarters, something like that. So it's like a set of processes. So yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I know.
Thank you for your time.
Sure. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
I'm Anita Nirere, a student in the Bachelor of Arts program in College for America at Southern New Hampshire University. I'm conducting this interview as part of my academic work. With your consent, I will record this interview and use your information. Uh, this interview will be used to create street video and submit it to CFA so that my project can be evaluated. Do you have any questions?
Mhm.
Do you give your consent to be interviewed and recorded?
Yeah.
May you read this statement?
I, Amina Iramunda, I give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the student's academic work.
Thank you. I have like 4 questions to ask you. And the first question is about do you know the three branches of government?
Um, I only remember one, it is judiciary and legislative, I don't remember.
Oh, thank you. Do you know like what each branch do?
I don't know, I don't know what they do.
Okay. There is Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Do you know the third party in the U.S. level?
Oh, yeah, I know it. I think it's Green Party.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. What is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
I think it takes a long process. I don't know the like all that process. I just know that it's a long process.
Okay. Thank you for your information. Hello, my name is Anita Nirere. I'm working on the project which is government and you and on the goal of contribute to society. Uh, in this project I've conducted a video an interview with different two people, and there are four questions that I asked them, and they answered different answers, but now I'm going to clarify those questions. Starting with the first question, it was asking like what are the three branches of government, and those three branches are the legislative, judicial, and executive. The second question was about what does each branch do. Starting on the first branch of government, it's legislative, which is concerned with the government, which makes the law. And it is called Congress, and it has two parts. One is called Senate, and another one is House Representative. And those representatives, they come together to discuss about the bills and decide uh, um, if those bills should become laws. So on the the people I interviewed, they were not able to answer like what does each branch do. But one of them were able to name like those branches, even though like one were not able to name all of those, but she named about judicial. By explaining that branch, which is judicial, this is the part of federal government which includes like the Supreme Court and justices. There are special judges who interpret laws according to the Constitution, and these justices only hear cases that pertain to issues related to the Constitution. And the federal judicial system also has the lower courts located in each state, uh, to hear cases involving federal issues. And the system of courts interprets and apply the law in the name of the state. Also, this branch helps the state to provide mechanism for the resolution of disputes. Like it's among of the branch that solve the problems about the laws. So the third branch, it's executive. Uh, executive, executive, it's a branch which is in charge of manner consistent with the law and institution customs. In this branch, it's in this branch, it's the involve it involves the like there is the involvement of the United States National Council that serves as the president's principal for coordinating the policies among various agencies. So going to the third question, it was about the third party. Like the question was, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties. Uh, can you name a third party? So starting with the how those parties were formed, like Democrats and Republicans parties started where Thomas Jefferson, who served as Washington's first Secretary of State, was influenced by the ideas of French Revolution and adopted the word Republican to emphasize their anti-monarchic views, and Jefferson made a genuine effort to make his administration appear more democratic. So they started they start those two party system. They started when there was a rival of the two party system between John Adams and Andrew Jefferson. So in 1822, Andrew Jefferson was the first president of a new party, the Democrats, the real party for the people. Then in 1856, the Northern Abolitionists movement gave the birth to another party, which is the Republicans, and Abraham Lincoln was the first successful candidate for the position in 1860. The third party was the third party which is Green Party, which the third party is involves like Green Party, Libertarian Party, and the Constitution Party. And this party was successful because the dominance of two main parties, uh, the third party lacked financial resources so as to campaign. They were excluded from the most debate, especially those for national office. And the third party was implemented in order to reduce the role of government, where they maintain the government and should serve only as a form of protection for citizens. And this has the impact on the national policies because it has different pillars to follow that can be used and help the state in their activities and citizens in general. And those parties has the idea which states that with the people, and it has four core policy pillars, which includes like dramatically cutting the military budget, getting off fossil fuels and on renewable energy, and demanding in a living wage and social safety net, and public financial of elections, open debates, and more representative voting system. That was how the third party was formed, and the what was in like what activities those parties were performing. So on the last question, I asked them like, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law? Many people are not able to, those interviewers were not able to answer this question, where like for a bill to become a law, it has to follow different steps, and those steps involve the participation of the sponsors, committees, debate, and then vote so that it can become a law. The first thing is to have a bill where everyone can draft it, and then committee takes an action where that bill is introduced and examines carefully. Committee take an action of examining it, and when and when they don't react on any bill, that means that it is not effective. After that, the subcommittee review it for study and hearings, where it provides the opportunity to put on the record the views of the executive branch and the sponsors who can support them. After that, uh, after after that the here after the hearings are done, the subcommittee meets to mark up the bill, and they want to decide if the bill is reported to the registration, which is the full committee. Then the procedure of ordering a bill reported take place after being reported to the full committee. This involves the debate where people vote for that bill and approve it. When the senator passes a bill, it is referred to other chamber where it can be approved or rejected or be changed. Then the House and Senator must approve the conference report, which lead to the final action where it is sent to the President, and when it is approved, it becomes a law, and the President signs on it, or it is voted. So sponsors and committee debates and voting are involved in the process of how a bill becomes a law. Thank you. That was more explanation about the 4 questions I asked different interviewers. Thank you.